How's it going, everybody? Just wanted to jump on here and make a quick follow-up video to the strategy video that I made on Saturday that I released yesterday. Wanted to kind of just clarify a couple of things that I think maybe I missed or I didn't make so clear. The ABC setup is a pretty simple setup here, and I don't think I really said what we're looking for in the ABC setup there. So let's see here. So just kind of give you guys an example. What we're looking for, number one, we're looking for location, right? If we're at the very top of a move, or if a huge move has already happened, we're not trying to buy long at the top of that move. If we're approaching a whole number or a pivot, we're not trying to enter a trade at those areas. So areas of support and resistance, you're not going to take the entry. That's just how it is. Now, it can work, but that's not what we're looking for. So let's just give an example here. If we were looking for a long entry, so if we're looking for a long entry, say we have, that's our A leg up, our B leg down. We ideally want the B leg down to be maybe about half the move. So maybe we retrace half the move here. And then our target is going to initially be back to the high, right, of the A leg. So that's your target, the distance from the end of the B leg to the high of the A leg. Now, can it go higher? Sure, it can go higher. So, I mean, you could potentially get it up to there. So that's kind of what we're looking for there. I don't know if I made that all that clear. So let's just kind of look at this example here that we're looking at. So obviously in this example, this would be your A leg up, right? Now, obviously, we're trading through a pivot there, but we're just going to ignore that for the moment. So this would be your A leg up. And we do have a bit of a pullback here. So on lower volume. Now, the volume profile, you can play with it how you want. A lot of times I'll say about halfway, right? That's what I like to say. The dead man's there, but it's not perfect. I like for it to be kind of like halfway. So I kind of eyeballed that level there for this move. So the green volume up about halfway. Now, do we have one spike above it? We do. But, overall, is it looking like it's reversing? And the answer is no. So we have this first leg up, pull back on lower volume here. And then you're just waiting for the buy volume to come back in. And once you see the buy volume kind of come back in above the dead man here, then you would get long. So, somewhere in this area, you take a long 87, trades up to 105. This is another example of something that's kind of going into a whole number here. So I'm not sure I take this entry, but just trying to give you guys some examples here, right? Then you get another pullback. I mean, you can play these things several times. So this is what the Keltner channels are here for. Sorry, the dog's barking. Not much I can do about it. This is kind of what the channels are here for. If this kind of pulls back on lower volume and then it holds this channel, then we look for a re-entry, right? So this pulls back. Is volume high? It's not super high. And then does volume kind of trail off? Yes, trails off. So as volume trails off and then we see that buy volume come back in, we could take another long here for the push back up. So, there's different sort of things that you can be looking for here. And if you look at these channels, this is the reason I have these channels on here. You see how they're respected on these moves down and these moves up? It's almost like an EMA. In EMA, it's kind of following the channel down, right? So we sell down, we retest the channel. That's kind of what I look for. So like the retest of the channel. Is the retest of the channel on like high volume or is it on lower volume, right? So we're going to sell down here, higher volume sell, lower volume push up, and so I'd enter short here. As soon as the sellers come back in, we enter short for this push down. You could take profit here, gets another push back up in the middle of the channel on low volume. If you zoom in there, you can see right in here. This is on low volume, push back up. Sellers come back in heavy. You can enter short again. Write it down. I mean, there's different, kind of confluences there that you're looking for. And it's not a cut and dry 100% in stone. And I know some people don't like that, but that's how I trade. I like to be able to make a decision when I see something that that matches what I'm looking for. Now, I did want to kind of hit one point that I had where I was like, I said in the last video, I said, oh, this volume, I think we were having some bullish volume back up, and I was looking for a short. I said this volume would keep me out of this trade, and then I took the trade anyway. Well, that's because the 1 minute chart is going to look vastly different than the 10-second chart, right? So volume might look different here on the 10-second chart. I may say, oh, I'm not going to take this based on the volume on the 10-second chart, and then I could look at the 1 minute chart, and it may be a trade that I would take. So you want to be watching multiple charts. You know, I like to have the 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 10-second, the 30-second. I have a bunch of them pulled up here. One of the things that this thing does do, that this kind of strategy does, kind of keeps you out of this right here, right? This is just chop. Keeps you out of this because volume's very low. It's below the dead man, and it's not something you're going to be interested in. As soon as you get kind of some displacement, then it would be something you'd be interested in. So right here, just kind of chopping around. Then all of a sudden we get a nice A leg down, a B leg back up, and then a C leg back down. This is on the 1 minute chart, so you know, like I said, the volume looks a little different. But I don't know, just wanted to jump on here and kind of cover those things. Just trying to make it a little more clear for you. So if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe. We will be live at 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, Sunday or Monday morning for the London session, and then back at 9:30 a.m. for the New York session. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. This is not the end-all be-all. This is just one of the many things that I use. I do like using this strategy with the volume profile. I think it kind of gives you a good idea, especially on the 10-second chart, for very short-term entries and exits, and works pretty well. I've done pretty well with it. So also wanted to mention Apex does have 50% off sale with the coupon code in the banner, and Bulanox has a 40% off sale. I do apologize for anyone who tried to use my code in the last couple of days. Apparently Bulanox's sale ended the same time as Apex's, but I never received a notification of that. So I did have a couple of people reach out and say my code was not working, and I guess that's why. And Bulanox did tell me that they will match the 50% off of Apex if you send them a message. So if you send them a message, they will match that for you. But hope you guys have enjoyed your weekend, and we will see you live tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching.